Today's episode is brought to you by Some Brewing Company. You can find them on all major social media handles over at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Some Brewing Company. Go give them a like, a subscribe, all that stuff. Also, you can find them on their grand reopening coming up soon at 7153 Donovan, Canotil, Texas. Tell them Twisted Pete sent you.
Summer on the beat, oh get up and shake your cheeks.
Hello and welcome to The Middle is Open. Abel Carrillo here, along with Anthony Espelin,
What's up, guys?
Peter Carrillo,
Yes, sir.
and once again, Pat is not in studio, so there's an empty chair. Well, there's actually two empty chairs in the studio. Ben's over there running the board. Guys, it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks.
It has, man.
We always talk about like consistency and like how we need to get in the studio and do a show every week.
It was
and then
Labor Day, dude.
we always
Come
get
on.
sidetracked.
It was Labor Day. We had to
Yeah.
take a vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much
I mean-
needed break.
Did we get paid for it though?
You
Anthony?
gotta ask payroll.
Anthony, did we get paid for it?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
I mean, I never.
Split 4 ways evenly.
He's like, look at your pay stubs.
You didn't get it? It should
No,
be
I
in the mail, man.
didn't.
Oh, man.
Oh,
It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
it takes 2 weeks?
yeah.
Oh, shit. Should have come in today.
It's part of that stimulus. The TMO stimulus.
No, but, yeah, guys, we took a couple of weeks off, but now we're back. And you know what else is back? Football. And this is about like the third time I've announced that football is back. But Hard Knocks came to a close. I didn't see the last episode. Did that Mexican make the team?
Nah, man. He went to practice squad. Isaac Alacron.
Dude, that guy was.
Hey, but practice squad, dude, you still make like 100 G's.
You're
Yeah.
still in the building, and you're making money. So
and you're
I-
still in the eyes of them. Like,
Yeah. You know what? I kind of think,
What
you
do
know,
you mean?
it kind of sucks not being a starter, but you're kind of safe, right, in the practice squad because they're not like depending on you in a game, and if you don't perform, you're gone. They know that you're at a level where you're still kind of building,
Yeah.
and so I think that's why not?
it's
right?
like JV, right?
Yeah,
So, like, I mean, you always hear these stories of somebody getting hurt, and it's like, we had to call this guy up from the practice squad. He signed a NFL minimum league, whatever. So, I mean, he still has a chance, man. He's a very likable guy, but for
Yeah.
whatever, I mean,
I
didn't
like
see him fit.
I like that Mexican dude's mom. Like every
Oh, yeah.
episode, she's like, "Adios, adios, gracias, adios." Like, dude, she.
But
was,
they seem like very simple, so it's not like
What do you mean?
they're very simple, down to earth people.
No, yeah, yeah.
They know how it is.
Oh, dude, like,
typical mom, man.
Yeah.
Like that mom out there just in the stands, just screaming her head off.
dude. Speaking of moms, I want to point this out, Peter. I'm not trying to like expose you and your family, but this Friday we went to go see, like Noah play his first baseball game, and I thought it was cool. But dude, he had the family support. Like everyone
Oh,
went to his
yeah.
baseball game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Peter was like being that typical peanut gallery dad, like over there, like, "Hey, come on, get in front of him, hey, you, throw him down," like just yelling like crazy. And then Yvonne was like, "It's okay," super positive. You can do it, like everything. But he played good, man.
He did. He
Yeah.
did really good. It was
But,
his
like-
first time playing a baseball game,
Oh, yeah.
and he had the hardest position, catcher. I was a catcher all my life, and I always say it's the hardest position,
Yeah.
and he did awesome, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Dude, what was your greatest moment in Little League?
Mine, it's kind of hard, but one of my most memorable was when we had that. I was already older. I think I was like 14 or 13 or something.
Yeah,
And we played on the west side. And it was a smaller league,
yeah.
but it was that championship game. Remember,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
on third
Where,
base.
where the
and then
Jets stole home.
I stole home and to win the championship game.
Oh shit.
And it was like I got up and I was just like everybody's throwing their helmets at me and like hitting me on the head, and I was just like,
Yeah, like
badass.
swinging his dick around and everything, just knocking helmets over.
Yeah.
It grew an inch right there, just right there and there.
That was, but that was probably one of the most memorable moments. But there were a lot of good times. I mean, I remember one we played a tournament on the And I mean, it wasn't like the best moment, but I was a catcher and the sun was setting. We're like on the east side. And the sun was setting and they hit it in the outfield and they relayed it. And I took off my mask and I'm like, the guy's coming home and it's that play at home and everything. And then all of a sudden, I don't see the ball anymore. Like, they threw it in, but I don't see it. It's like in the sun, and I'm like,
Oh,
see right in the face. Dude.
Oh.
I was like, ah.
He's like,
Damn.
I still caught the ball.
that was pretty-
Like the ball's in his eye and shit. I still caught that son of a bitch.
And then another time was, not my proudest moment, was a 4th of July tournament. My mom was at the game,
Yeah.
and I hit a double. I got to second safe, like, perfect, but for whatever reason, my dad's the third base coach, and he's telling me to stop, and I'm like, I'm going to third, and I wasn't even halfway, and the third baseman like had the ball, and I'm like, I'm still going to third, and I slide, and the guy tags me in the face, like he hits me in the face, but my dad is the third base coach, and he's like, why did you go? I didn't send you. He's yelling at me. And I get up and I'm walking towards the dugout and he's yelling in my face and everything. And I turn around and I hit the third baseman ball.
Oh, shit.
I punched him like square in the face and then I just
Wow.
kept punching him. And then my dad picked me up and like threw me in the dugout. He's like, what are you doing? Like, he said a lot of crazy things.
You know what's crazy?
You can't hit your dad and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
yelling at you. And
You're like, this is your fault.
look at what you made me do.
So when they say Peter is crazy because of the war, he was crazy before the war. He was
The
like,
war calmed him down, actually. I think he came back and he was like, all right.
yeah, it had that reverse effect
Yeah.
on Peter. But nah, dude, fucking.
He's like, I thought I was crazy. There's some crazy motherfuckers over there.
I mean, it wasn't my proudest moment, but we were playing. It was at Delta. That's where we were playing.
Was it?
It was Modesto.
Oh, okay.
And then we were playing like some Central or East Side team or something, and they were hostile too. Like they were yelling
Hostile.
and everything. It was a hostile environment, man.
Well, you got to think too, man. That adrenaline's pumping. Like
It's because when you're a West Side team and you go anywhere in the city, everybody's out to get you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's gunning for
Yeah.
you, man.
And I had to.
Yeah. But that feeling, man. It's that juice. Like sometimes you can't control what the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
you do.
because you think you're faster than
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are. You're like, and they got me.
Yeah.
And my mom was making excuses for me. She's like, "Oh, it's because he had dental work." that day." They removed 10 of his teeth.
No, but I used to love baseball season, and yes, this is more football season. But it was cool seeing the game on Friday night,
Yeah.
getting out of
It
work.
was a good crowd.
Yeah, it was like
All parents.
a
and-
great environment. Like, dude, you're gonna
Yeah.
see it when Lucas gets older and he starts like participating in maybe football,
Yeah.
baseball, basketball, whatever it is, even karate, and just being there, like seeing your son, seeing loved ones there, like supporting your child and stuff. I think it's gonna be like a great environment for you. But I always remember Little League. Like, those were my greatest moments. Though I did play a lot of football as well as basketball, I always loved Little League. Like, I love playing baseball. There's nothing, me personally, there's nothing like being on the diamond, fucking either being a pitcher, catcher. It's
Just being there.
it's
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Well,
it's so different.
One thing I was gonna say was, even though they lost, and they're not the best team, but I remember when they took him out and he was in the dugout, and I even told his mom, I'm like, look it, he's having fun. Like, you could hear him like, yeah, and they're in the dugout having fun, and the parents are the ones that like bulk it up, like, oh man, they didn't get the double play, and the kids are just having fun, man,
Yeah.
and it's like they don't give two craps if they win or lose.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. At that age, at 10, 9,
Yeah.
really, what are you going to win? It
You-
just seems like now there's all these pay-to-play
Yeah.
leagues that you win a ring and you win a necklace.
every
and
weekend,
every
there's a
weekend,
tournament.
and you're the champion of this week, and then there's this
Yeah.
week and this. And I understand competition is good. I'm not saying it isn't. But when there's not just one sole championship, like
Yeah.
there's a
There-
championship every weekend.
yeah.
It
Here-
waters it down.
Yeah.
Everybody says that the participation
Award.
waters it down. Yeah. I think it's the whole
Yeah, it's the
There's
old,
too many championships.
Yeah.
There's not one
Dude,
league.
exactly.
Or,
What makes the Super Bowl so good?
Yeah, it's
One
one the
winner.
best of the
What
best.
makes the World Cup so great? It's like every 4 years, like you go, like that's the goal. You want to win a World Cup, and that's what makes it so prestigious. That you gotta wait another 4 years to crown another champion.
I would argue losing is just as important as winning, right?
Dude.
Because losing makes winning so much better, right?
Yeah.
You got to learn to lose, man. Like not everybody can win, you know? It's just
well, here's the thing. The bad thing about all these pay-to-play leagues is the coaches aren't coaching anymore. They're looking for people that have gone to camps and this and that where they don't have to coach these kids. So it's like, hey, I heard your kid's really good. I saw him playing on this other team. Would he like to play on my team?
Yeah.
It's like, when my dad coached and other coaches throughout the city, really good coaches, they would get anyone that just showed interest, that
Yeah.
would show up. And they didn't have to have a glove. They didn't have to have equipment
or even know what the sport
or
was.
know what the sport was.
Yeah.
But if you could teach that person how to play a game, then you're doing way better than some of these coaches that are championship coaches.
I was Yvonne brought up something, and she's like, "Do you think it's good?" Because the other team scored a lot of runs in one inning, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you think it's good for them? Like, I guess the morale, like, that they're getting beat so bad." I'm like, dude, it's good for them. They're getting their butts kicked. Like, that's good.
Not everybody
like,
wins. Yeah.
Yeah, let them get their butts kicked because they're gonna learn. And then the important thing is coming out next week. And if you get your butts kicked, come out the week after that and the week after that. Dude, there's nothing wrong with getting your butts kicked. It's like
What do
how
they say?
you,
There's
it's how-
nothing wrong getting
it's
your
how-
butts kicked if you keep coming.
Yeah.
Like if you
It's
get your
how-
butt
it's
kicked
how-
and you quit,
Yeah,
then you're a quitter.
Yeah. But like, as long as you keep on coming back every single week and you're growing, dude, by the end of the season, you're gonna see the progression. You are, no matter what. And I was trying to explain to Yvonne that I remember, so we had some really good teams. Like, I'm not trying to toot my horn when I was younger, but we had some fucking badass teams. We qualified for state, and this isn't like, oh, we won the state championship in New Mexico where there's like 5 teams. No, we qualified for state in Texas, like when it actually meant something, like what Peter's saying. It was one tournament the whole fucking year, the whole calendar year. It wasn't every tournament. I mean, every week there was a new tournament. We qualified for state. We won the championship here in El Paso. We were the top dogs. But then there were also seasons where we weren't so good, you know? It was like that gap, like when the guys, like the all-stars that were on our team, they kind of moved up to the next division, and then we were kind of in like a position like, oh, damn, we lost our shortstop, we lost our pitcher, our catcher, our third baseman. So it was like, oh, man, what's going to happen, you know? And we got our butts kicked like the first 3-4 games, but then we went on a roll. We ended up winning like the next 4, 5, 6 games, and then we squeezed our way into the playoffs. And then we were like the 8th seed in the playoffs. Damn. And then we end up like winning a couple of games. And then before we know it, we're like in the semifinals and shit, you know? Yeah. But it's things like that. Like, again,
it's coaching.
It's coaching. Like, when I went to the game, Noah's game on Friday, my dad right away, like, he went into complete coach mode, not over exaggerating mode. Because he was like, come on, guys. Like, the tips my dad was saying were like basics. Like, nobody, and I'm going to say this, nobody knows Little League Baseball better than my dad. He knows all the fundamentals and the basics of what a child should be learning at that age.
Yeah, he's seen it.
Yeah, he's seen it for like
years
and years,
right.
You know? While other parents are like, come on, guys, we need to throw the ball and do this. And it's like, no. You can't go from here to there. And my dad was trying to like kind of walk him through it. But then at the same time, he was kind of just sitting back and letting the bad news bears go to work, you know?
Yeah.
It was cool. It just brought back so many memories. But
do you think you could just show like the kids a movie and then they just click, like showing the bad news bears?
That's
or is that more of like a half-ass coaching?
I think it's inspiration, right? So I mean, if you
Rudy,
can
man.
inspire
we
'em
used to watch
with
Rudy
the
all the time.
movie, yeah, I mean, why not?
Because we were small. Playing
I mean, I
football.
watch Rocky and I get fucking pumped, and I'm not a fighter or anything like that, you know. But I still like, yeah, man, I'm in the fucking living room boxing, shadow boxing and shit, you know. I mean,
Hey,
whatever sparks your interest.
so Jennifer Hahn fought this
Yeah, man.
Last week.
Last week, she did pretty good, man. I just wanted to throw that out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Talking about like Rocky, and
Yeah,
she really was like the heavy underdog.
yeah.
She,
Went
but
to
she
decision,
did good,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
Went to decision.
So she didn't get knocked out or anything. So
No,
No,
she
no,
got
no.
knocked down.
Well, she got knocked down in the 8th round, but it was a slip, and even the
Yeah.
commentators. So it was like an all UK broadcast. Okay, it was on the zone, but like the commentators were all like UK. The girl was from Ireland, and they were fighting in some big ass fucking arena.
Yeah, it was like the cricket stadium
yeah,
of the
it
world.
was like
I don't know.
where they, yeah, it was fucking, it was nuts.
There's over 21,000 or something, which was a great crowd for her showcase.
Yeah, considering that like Jennifer Hahn usually fights like in the Don Haskins Center, but it never sells out. It's only like 4,000 fans or some shit like that.
No, it was awesome. I'm
It-
sure she enjoyed it. I haven't had the chance to like even reach
Yeah.
out or talk to her or anything.
But
like
it
that,
but it was cool because the commentators from the UK were actually like, "Oh, this woman, she comes from a fighting family. Her brother AB was like this and that, and then her dad, like, dude, they were talking about her like." They really like went into
They did
her
their
bio-
research,
Yeah,
huh?
they
Yeah.
went into her bio and talked about like how great she is and like what she's done for the city. What like, and it like made you feel good. Like there was a moment where I got like sentimental because what's her nickname? El Paso Sweetheart or something like
El
that.
Paso Sweetheart.
And it makes you feel good. You're like,
yeah,
that is
represent, man.
Yeah, it is like that is El Paso Sweetheart. Like, dude, El Paso's so.
and then she
fucking
holds
cool,
on
man.
to her culture because she had like her Korean, her dad's Korean, and then she had her American trunks. You know, like the U.S. trunks.
Yeah,
So it was really cool. The whole lead up to it, and then the fight itself was great, man. She fought really good, and at points she got frustrated. I got frustrated watching because like in the clinch,
yeah.
there was a lot of like
I will say
sketchy
that
sketchiness.
girl, Katie Taylor, like a lot of people call her the Canelo of women boxing. Like she's a badass. She's a gold medalist, and she's undefeated. She's not like really a knockout artist. I think she only has like 6 knockouts, but she's like technically like she's a badass, you know. So
But I think
fucking-
Han like kind of ruffled her feathers.
yeah, like
and
dude,
and so she started not fighting dirty. I wouldn't say dirty. She was just
getting
very
you could-
unconventional.
yeah,
she was getting frustrated.
Yeah, she was definitely frustrated.
So like in the clinch, she'd start kind of like holding her in certain ways, and then she'd like hit her in the back of the head.
But,
And
like-
then it just seemed like the ref was very biased, though.
and then
The
here's
ref was like yelling at
Yeah,
Jennifer
Han.
Hahn,
Yeah, yeah.
and she was getting hit.
But
by
like
it.
again, the commentators were even saying like, "No, look at Han. She's making Katie work a lot. You can tell that she's very experienced. She's well aware of what to do in the ring." They were talking about like she's moving up in weight because Jennifer Hahn was the featherweight champion of the world, where this girl is lightweight. It's a larger, you know, it's a larger
She has
weight.
6 knockouts.
Yeah, only 6 knockouts,
Yeah.
but.
More, yeah.
So this girl is heavier than Jennifer Hahn. So Hahn actually had to move up. And Jennifer Hahn, I think, is like 4 or 5 years older than her. I think
and she just had a baby. Like,
Yeah, and she
less
just
than
had
a
a-
year ago.
6 months ago she had a baby, dude. Her second kid.
Yeah.
So it's like,
She's 3 years older.
dude, it's fucking wild. Like, everything was against Jennifer Hahn. Though she did lose every single round, every round was super competitive. Like, it was
Yeah,
a
she
competitive
fought.
fight.
Do you think she's gonna
I think
hang up
she's
the
done.
towel?
I think she's, well, in terms of fights like that, like
well, yeah,
that-
that's a once in a lifetime.
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Let's be
like that
honest.
made her career. Like that, though she lost, that's something she's gonna be able to like. Yeah, I fought in fucking London, or not in London, fucking wherever it was, Great Britain or
You know what?
UK,
You
I
know
don't
what's
know.
funny is
somewhere overseas. One of those fucking.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny?
English
After that
people-
fight, I follow a lot of boxing pages, and a lot of them were putting out who's the greatest women's boxing champ like ever.
Christy Martin.
Yeah, and they had Christy.
Well, it's
Martin,
kind
they
of
had-
what
they
Jerry
had-
Burgos told
Yeah,
us.
and they had but they had the
Damn,
girl
my
she
tits
fought,
are sweating.
Katie Taylor, and they had all these others, and it was like, man, like that was a good fight for women's boxing.
Yeah.
Like really, it was, and what like that fight that they were the co-main event, but the main event actually ended in a no contest or
Yeah.
a draw, a split draw. Or what
Yeah,
did
so
they call
that's
it?
the fight. People are gonna remember.
That was the main fight basically, because the other one ended with a headbutt, and it was a draw. So that fight was the showcase. That was her career fight, which was she didn't do bad at all. It was a really good fight. Unfortunately, she didn't walk away with the win, but she walked away with her legacy. She's a world champ regardless. She's
Yeah.
an IBF world champ.
And then like again, Katie Taylor, she had 4 belts. She's like
some people say she's the best boxer.
She's the undisputed champ in that weight division. Like, you know how boxing has every fucking belt known to man? Like, there's so many belts out there.
Yeah.
She has all the fucking belts. So just imagine if Han was to pull off the upset, there's no disputing.
She's undisputed.
She's like the undisputed, like, best fighter in the world.
Do you think it increased her stock the way she fought, or it hurt her stock?
No, it can't hurt her stock, dude. She wasn't there to win the fight. And
She was a serve up. Like,
and the way she performed, dude, she went the distance. Again, she went the distance, and she made it tough for one of the best boxers ever.
where she had to resort to certain things
Yeah.
during the clinch, and she clinched a lot, man.
Yeah,
the other
no.
girl.
It was cool, man. But if you don't know what the hell happened, I have a story on epsportsnetwork.com.
Ooh, nice plug.
I wrote that. Here's something really interesting about that. So one of my old friends, she put a post that she was watching the fight. So I shot her a message and I was like, "Hey, I wrote this story," and I just kind of like sent it to her, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool. My dad was in the corner." It was George's dad. She's like, "My dad was in Han's corner. He was a cut man for Han, and then Louis Burke was her trainer."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Dude, that's fucking cool." And I was like thinking, should I reach out to him and like try to like get him in studio and shit?
We'll bring Jerry
But-
back in.
But they were, dude, that's fucking cool that like this girl that I like was really good friends with back in the day, her dad was in the corner of that, and like they went overseas like and shit.
That's
like-
freaking badass.
Yeah,
man.
it was.
They were in leaks.
Leeds.
Leaks.
I thought it
It
was
was-
Leeds.
No, I think it was leaks. I don't know.
It was Leeds. Look that shit up,
I think
Anthony.
it's leaks.
Jamie. No, but fucking,
Leeds.
Yeah,
Leeds.
told you.
Whatever, same shit.
Yeah.
Well, the way they say it, right?
Yeah.
Leeds.
Leeds.
And legs.
Leeds.
Sorry, our British listeners.
Yeah.
Horrible.
What was the accent that we were trying to do earlier? I did not.
Oh,
upset.
we're
Okay,
doing Bill
let's do our
Clinton.
Bill.
We're-
All right, okay.
Danny.
I love El Paso so much. So many beautiful women here in the borderland. Okay, Peter, go.
Oh man, you're putting me on. The
I know
spot.
it's hard to be put on the spot.
Go,
Andrew.
go, go.
Anthony, do you know any Monicas?
Monica's. Whoa, Monica.
Monicas.
Monica. I like that ladder twist.
Every time I hear that, I just think of Fast and Furious. She's like, Monica.
John Roll.
Ja Rule,
John-
yeah.
John
dude.
Roll doing
Ja
the
Rule.
Bill Clinton.
Monica. No. The way you walk, the way you talk. Anthony, actually, I heard that song last night for the very
my
first time in like
God.
20 years.
At the
dude.
tap.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at the tap. It was this bar called the Church Bar or some shit
Oh,
like
He
yeah,
that.
played
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Fucking
Damn.
Ja Rule took us to church, man. But hey, do your Bill Clinton.
What Bill Clinton? You can't do Bill Clinton, bro. I did not have sexual relations. Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Fucking. What was that? That was
I
like,
don't know.
that sounded like more
Vin
like
Diesel.
that sounded
Diesel
like
time.
that sounded more like
Pablo
fucking
Francisco.
that
Little
sound,
tortilla boy.
No, that sounded like a blend of Vin Diesel and fucking Bill and Ted.
Oh, it's
Like-
Bill Clinton really wasted. That's what it was.
Oh, you know what? You said Bill and Ted. I thought Keanu Reeves. Have you guys seen the new trailer for The
Oh
Matrix?
god, we're all
Yeah,
over the place. Yes,
We're actually talking about
Yeah.
that on
Really?
Thursday.
Yeah, it just hit me right now.
Hey, you should have come see the game with us on Thursday, man.
I wasn't invited.
I
Oh.
didn't tell Peter. I mean,
fuck.
my bad. bro.
Hey, you should have came to my birthday. Sorry.
Oh shit, Anthony, dude, you gotta send me a text message and says like Peter wasn't invited. Here I am, fucking like, hey Peter, you missed out on
Freaking
Thursday.
asshole! You didn't come. I wasn't invited. Damn. Yeah.
We had pizza and everything, man. Pizza, cold beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. Cowboys lost, unfortunately for you guys, but yeah, maybe next time, Peter.
Well, back to the game, right? I mean, what'd you guys think? I mean, we're talking about losses and stuff.
I thought we were gonna talk about the Matrix.
Oh yeah,
You wanna go to
yeah.
the Matrix?
Okay, so I'm like, yeah, we were talking about that. Fucking Keanu Reeves is the shit, dude. Like, why does he get such a bad rap from like so many people out there that like
gives him a bad rap?
A lot of people like say like he always falls into that whoa like,
I don't think so. I think
and it's like
the-
right, yes
he's
or
a,
no?
he's a good
Nah,
dude,
fuck you,
man.
man. That's
He's
why
just
you-
a good guy. Like,
no. I think
down to
I think he
earth.
has a one of the most respectable
Yeah, man.
reputations.
No, well, whatever. But
what they got that meme of him sitting on the freaking bench. Like, you've seen it, right?
which one?
Of Keanu Reeves, he's just like sitting on the bench eating. I think he's eating a sandwich or something, right, Ben? Yeah. You've never seen it?
No.
And like the dude like rides the subway. Like he's not one of those like actors that are bodyguards and like he's just a normal
He has a crazy
dude,
ass
man.
story, dude. Like,
Yeah, he's
and
had a
then,
fucked up life.
Like you
Really?
know what?
Yeah, like he tried to have a kid and it was a miscarriage. Then his wife left him because they kept trying and it didn't happen. So then she left him and and then she ended up dying, I think.
Yeah, something.
So
Yeah.
he doesn't have kids?
No.
Really?
And he's like, dude, I would like to see him and Sandra Bullock, man. Still, Speed 10.
Yeah.
Speed 2? They had
Speed
2.
10.
Speed 10?
Yeah, we'll just call it Speed 10. I don't know why?
Fucking Peter's like Fast and Furious.
It's
over
like an
here,
Uber ride or what? They're in an Uber.
There's a bomb on the Uber.
We can't stop this.
Fucking. Are they? Oh, does Sandra Bullock have like a husband?
I don't think so.
No,
Because like that
She
guy,
was married
the
to
biker
Jesse
dude,
James,
Jesse-
yeah.
Jesse James.
he's
yeah.
a biker, right? Or
Yeah.
some shit?
No, well, yeah.
bike builder.
Yeah, that guy.
He liked to bang porn stars.
That's crazy, huh? That like Sandra Bullock. It's pretty.
Fell for him.
Well,
Yeah, she's not. Oh, she's with Brian Randall. I don't know who that is.
who's that?
I don't know.
Plays for the Cowboys.
Hey, the Cowboys need a kicker.
Yeah.
Dude.
Anyways, yeah. back
Hey,
to the
but he
game.
made that shit at the end.
Yeah, we still lost.
When
Now he makes one. If he would have made the other ones, we would have won.
Yeah, but it would have been a different game though. Tom Brady would have beat you guys another way.
How do you feel about the game, Peter? You kind of asked me this morning when you walked in here. I kind of have mixed feelings about it.
I mean, look at it. If there's a bright side, that was the exact same Tampa Bay team from the Super Bowl. So we played a Super Bowl winning team. Like, you know, some people win a Super Bowl and then they change their team afterwards.
Or people leave.
This is the exact same team. Literally the exact same team. So if this is a benchmark, I guess, of where we're at, I'd say we're in good position because this is the only playoff team we're playing up until like week 11, I think I heard.
Yeah, that's what
So
they said.
our division sucks. It's always sucked.
Yeah.
So if we could play like that every week, we should be good. We should be a playoff team in the sense of the NFC East.
The NFC East sucks.
Yeah,
so you
but,
guys
I mean,
should.
All you need is a chance to get into the playoffs.
All right. So what are you guys looking at? What's your season?
Based on what I saw,
Well, it's a 17-game season, right?
Nine.
But
and
you know
eight?
what?
9-8 for y'all.
Damn, baby.
I'll say winning season. I'll
Well,
call it at least.
But
a
like
yeah,
9-8.
I'd say hopefully better than 9-8, but at least a 9-8.
What do you think?
I think 9-8 will make it into the playoffs for sure in the division.
I think you guys are better.
I
Yeah,
think
nine.
we're a
We
better
do more
team.
wins
I
than
guys.
say 4 losses this year. 4
Oh,
losses.
Damn.
Calling 4 losses.
Oh, that's really good, dude.
I say
Nah, I
5.
don't
I'll give it 5.
Fucking
No, I think you guys.
fucking. I would hate you on fucking.
I
Price
think
is Right.
Price is right.
I think you guys are like could be an 11-16 this year. It feels weird saying 11-6. It's like what the fuck? That's a weird number now. 17 game season. But I feel like you guys could win 11 games this season.
I just was extremely impressed with Dak. Like, I thought he was going to come out and play rusty. I was not expecting the game he had.
I wouldn't even say I was impressed with Dak. Like, he did good. I didn't say he did great because there were a lot of underthrown throws throughout the game.
But there was a lot of drop.
A lot
passes
of
too.
no. There was a lot of way underthrown, and then he's not as mobile as he once was. Like, if you compare his mobility in this game, but I think that's more McCarthy like saying, "Dude, don't fucking run."
Well,
like,
did you see that one run he had? Anthony, did you hold your breath?
Dude,
when you were
every time he ran, I was like, "Oh my god, get down, get down, get down!" Like,
yeah,
oh my god, oh my god,
yeah.
oh my god, oh my
I
god.
think like obviously he's learned his lesson. As cliche as that sounds, like he learned his lesson. He broke his leg, whatever, or his ankle.
he's more cautious, I would say. Yeah.
But I think it's more someone in his ear, like McCarthy. Like, hey, we held you out the whole preseason because we wanted to make sure you were there for the first game,
Yeah.
and they know they know his skills.
So do you think his shoulder's fucked up? Because
Dude, not after throwing
because
400.
He did underthrow it a lot, but
There-
I think it was more miscommunication than anything.
yeah, there was like where he expected was it
CD,
Lamb
yeah.
to do like that one throw. It looked like it was like he was expecting
A curl, like it was supposed
like
to be a curl,
And
as
he
soon
did a
as he
back
hit
shoulder.
the end zone, he was supposed to turn in
and
and
he
then
dropped it right in
yeah.
front of him. And there was a lot of that, but a lot of the good passes, like one interception, you gotta take away. I like what I don't even remember, but one of the commentators said that when the ball hits your receiver's hands and if they don't make it, like they don't catch it and somebody intercepts it, that shouldn't be an interception
Yeah.
against the quarterback because, dude, he had him right there.
Yeah.
And it just. Boop,
That's
and
what I
it was
mean.
an
There was a
interception.
few drop, especially by CeeDee Lamb, man. There was a few
Yeah.
that you got to make those catches.
Yeah, and see, like when we were watching the game, Anthony, I think I turned to you and I was like, dude, you guys have a shit ton of like badass receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Wilson's our
I
worst
mean-
one, I think.
Yeah. Cedric
He's
Wilson.
like our number 4.
And he's number
But-
1.
fucking. But I was like, Dak should be throwing over 400 yards every single game.
Well, he was, if you remember. Back
Yeah,
to
yeah, he
Well, he
was.
also
season.
had
But they were
50
losing.
passes.
Yeah.
They were losing because
50
they were.
something
passes.
But
yeah.
your defense wasn't as good last year. I think your defense is a lot better this year, dude.
I will tell you this. With Mike McCarthy, I'm a lot happy that he kind of went away from the run. Because if that was Jason Garrett, his mentality is keep running the ball. Keep running it. You're going to run into a brick wall. And those are plays that you need, especially against Brady.
I just feel like when you can convert the 10-yard passes
yeah, short game.
constantly, the short game,
brings
you're
those safe-
controlling the clock because that's what the Cowboys did. They controlled the clock by far over Tampa.
Yeah,
Bay.
time of possession.
Although, like Tom Brady, he gets the ball and scores a touchdown like that.
But you know what? What I saw with McCarthy is like he's not so much abandoning the run. This is just
No,
me,
yeah.
like this is me like not being a Cowboy fan, but he's not abandoning the run because. Dude, let's be honest. Zeke looks a lot better than he did last season, though
Yeah.
he didn't get much yardage. But
He's
dude,
blocks, man.
that we talked about it. Tampa Bay is the number 1 run defense. You know.
Yeah.
So McCarthy for this game, he just said like that's something we can't do against this team.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's pass, let Dak do his thing. But I feel like next game, I feel like they're gonna be using what's his name, Pollard and fucking Zeke. Like,
yeah.
in and out. Yeah.
No, I don't want to say like he abandoned the run for the whole season, but definitely for the game, he knew that was their strength. We're not going to beat them at their strength.
Yeah.
Let's find other ways of getting open or getting some yardage. And
I
I
think-
like to see that because Jason Garrett would have not done
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He
Well,
would have been.
I think what you're trying to say is like McCarthy is adapting
yes.
to the team rather than
Or Kellen
fucking-
Moore. I don't know whose decision that was, but before Kellen Moore, I mean, I'm assuming Jason Garrett was telling Kellen Moore what to do.
What I liked about Kellen Moore,
Called a hell of a game, man.
when I don't know that DB's name that got hurt from the Buccaneers, but Anthony and I were like, dude, they're picking on Dean.
Yeah.
They're picking because
Oh,
he
yeah.
came into the game and they went like 5-6 plays in a row just at
Poor
him.
dude.
And dude, you look at him and he looked like he was melting. He was just fucking sweating.
Yeah.
Like, because he knew as a defender, the ball was coming at him every
Every play.
single play, but he could do nothing about it. Like, he was just like, fuck, dude. Like, switch me out. And then the commentators even said, like, Tampa Bay, if they have a weakness on defense, that's where they're weak is, you know, they don't have a lot of DBs. And then when that guy went down, it's like, who are they going to sub out? So, like, I don't know. Do you guys think that Tampa Bay is still the team to beat in the NFC?
Definitely.
I mean, whenever you. Got
I think
Tom
it might
Brady.
be Green Bay. I mean,
It's
we
still
need
too
to,
early.
we need
find
to
out
see
today,
We need
right?
to see, like, I mean,
how they perform
yeah,
in the
yeah.
game. Yeah.
But I think, like,
Brady looks the same. I can
Like-
tell you that. I didn't see anything.
without seeing any games, because if you guys are listening to this, we're actually recording the show probably like an hour before
Yeah.
kickoff of the early games, the 11 o'clock
Actually,
games.
it's like 30 minutes. So
Oh, in 30 minutes? Shit, well, let's wrap this. This
Yeah.
was the middle's open. No,
Yeah.
but, I think before seeing any games, my pick would either be the 49ers.
Of course.
Because I think, dude, honestly, we're healthy. I was telling you this on Thursday. We're fucking healthy. Our schedule is the third weakest schedule in the NFL. And, dude, we got Jimmy G. And if he gets hurt, we actually have a quarterback that looks fucking good. Like, I was telling you, like, dude, there's a difference when Garoppolo goes down, and then we got C.J. Beathard or fucking
Or
Nick
Mullins.
Mullins coming in. It's like, God, dude, these guys, they sucked in college. You know, they weren't
Yeah.
even that good in college. Now it's like, dude, I feel confidence that Lance could come in and, like, you know, like keep the ship going forward. So either the 49ers or the Green Bay Packers are like my two picks for the NFC. AFC, more than likely it's going to be Kansas City. I think, like, Mahomes, like, again, he's like on another level. They kind of shut the bed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think that they're still the team to beat, or Buffalo in the
Buffalo,
AFC.
yeah.
Those two teams, well, those four teams are like my picks. Who do you got?
I mean, I think for the NFC,
Both conferences.
well, I mean, I got to say my boys, man. I mean, come on. I think
You
Green
guys
Bay,
have a shot, dude. I'm
think
telling
Green
you, you
Bay's-
guys have a really good team.
Green Bay's, you can never count them out, especially Aaron Rodgers, like, quote unquote, maybe last year
Yeah.
with the team. So, and then, you know, Aaron Jones. So,
Fuck
I mean,
yeah,
you got to
man.
kind of go for
Aaron
that
Jones.
too. So, them and the Bucks, and then I would say on the AFC, I do like the Bills and the Browns are on the come up too, man. So
Do you have, like, not that you have
Kansas
faith,
City, obviously.
but do you think Baker is the guy that's gonna lead Cleveland?
I mean, I don't know. I don't follow the team as well, but at least from an outsider looking in, it does look like he's a little more taking a leadership
He's got the
role.
swagger, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure if he has
Mature enough.
like the talent, really.
Really?
I
I think
mean,
he's a talented.
he's talented, but I don't think he's like NFL, like top 10 talented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Where would you rate Dak?
Dak?
Yeah.
He looked good, dude. But like
Top 10 for sure.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he
8?
is.
Did you go as far as 8?
You could make an argument for 8,
8?
top 8.
I'd say 5.
5. Well, I'd say 8. I think he's top 8.
Not 5 just yet.
I'd say 5.
I mean, because you could say Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, top 3, like right there. I don't know.
Brady.
Brady, of course, and then you
And then
have.
Dak 5.
I'm trying to think of like other fucking quarterbacks right
If you
now.
have to think about it.
Well, Jackson, but you don't really like Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's. I mean,
Nah,
last year he
that
didn't do
guy's
very well.
So
Last year he
fucking
didn't do very well.
overrated, dude.
I don't. I like him.
So overrated. I think
Kyler
Kyler
Murray.
Murray's better
I think
than him.
Kyler
Yeah.
Murray's
I
better
like
than
Kyler
him.
Murray.
Because Kyler Murray can fucking
Wilson,
throw, dude.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, dude, I actually picked him up on my draft.
I
Kyler
got
Murray.
I'm changing all my players right now.
Yeah.
Peter.
Well, I'm not changing much. I had Eckler starting.
Anthony's
and
like, God damn it! I just took a screenshot of your roster, and we're
I
gonna put it
know.
up right now.
No, well, it's all of your players.
then,
Your
no, I didn't
roster's
change
not
that
gonna
one.
be the same,
I'm in like 3 leagues this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
same.
too.
And it's fucking hard, man. Last year I think I only did 2.
Dude, I hate
You
it.
gonna jump into fantasy now?
Okay, let's fucking do it. So we had our TMO fantasy draft. It was on a Tuesday, was it?
Yeah, Tuesday.
I was actually at Chick-fil-A when we did the fantasy draft. I was eating my salad and I was just like.
So you did it at
players
Chick-fil-A? Or
at
you,
Chick-fil-A
yeah.
on my phone, and then like Yadi was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm fucking picking my players right now."
How do you feel about how you did?
I think I did pretty good.
Let me
Let
bring that up.
Yeah, pull that shit up. I don't have to pull up my phone, right? Let Anthony do this. Let's go. Put it up.
Oh,
the little.
You got fancy,
very
baby.
nice.
Oh,
Halloween.
the
stuff.
There we
drip.
go.
The drip.
The drip
Okay,
is real.
So, anyways, all right, let's go with Peters. Fucking, you have Tua as your quarterback, Peter?
Yeah,
Dude, that's a smooth move, man. I did that in my other 2 leagues. I like him.
I was just obviously he's kind of dipped his feet in a little, and he's the future. So
Yeah.
let's see what the future could do for the Dolphins.
You have Kamara.
Kamara. See, I have this theory, and I wasn't excited about this pickup, but I have this theory like he tore it up last year, right?
Okay.
But
he doesn't have Drew Brees.
Yeah. So I don't like that pick.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. What's his name? The tight end Jeski or whatever. I like him a lot. I had him
Gesicki.
last year. He's freaking. I thought he was great. And then just having the quarterback. You always want to have someone to throw to.
Well, I like your fucking kicker, Greg Zuerlein.
Oh,
He did
I know.
amazing.
I was
Thursday
actually
night.
surprised about the Dallas defense you picked.
You know why? And this is biased,
homer?
but it's because I like to watch the defense and I want to have something to cheer about.
Dude.
Like,
Peter kind of pissed me off in this draft because he went the same route I was thinking on the same path, and I picked up Dallas defense on my other 2 leagues.
Yeah, so did I.
Because I thought they were underrated. Like they weren't.
I think they're underrated big.
Yeah, I mean compared to what they have now,
They had them like way down there on the projections.
Well,
Yeah,
I was surprised
very
with
weird.
Peter's picks because usually Peter is the Dallas Cowboy guy.
heavy.
He'll go like CD Lamb or he'll pick up Gallup and fucking Dak and Cooper.
Those are
like,
my other leagues. This
Yeah,
league I
like-
didn't.
and or Zeke and shit like that. And it's like, fucking, what happened, Peter? Like, where are all the Cowboys? The Cowboys that you got are fucking Zuerlein, dude. Like, really? That's the Cowboy you're going with? I mean,
I needed a kicker.
I need a kicker. But, I mean, how confident are you with this team that you got?
This first week's gonna dictate a lot if I
Yeah.
keep or not.
Who are you playing?
What do you mean?
you're gonna go to.
I'm playing Chris,
Oh, you're playing Chris?
and he has
Ooh,
fucking.
there's the drip again.
He had Amari Cooper, so
Oh,
yeah,
media player.
it kind of sucks that he had Amari Cooper, and fucking 38.9 points he put up in our league.
dude, Cooper looks fucking good for the Cowboys, man.
Well,
Like-
last year he was kind of like in the shadows, even though he
Well, it's because
produced.
Dak went down, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's going to fucking throw him the ball? Danucci or Viducci or whatever his name is?
Puro Pucci.
Dude, the guy didn't even make your team.
Yeah, he
And
did.
here's the sad thing. I don't even know who your backup quarterback is. You guys don't even know who your backup
well,
No, it's Cooper Rush.
I think it's fucking Kellen Moore. He's like, oh, I
For real?
guess I
he
got to
just
stop
puts on
calling
a
plays.
helmet and just fucking.
Could be.
He's like, I don't have any shoulder pads, but I'm just going to go out there and throw some fucking
What was your?
interceptions.
How did you go with your draft? Did you go running backs first, then wide receivers and quarterback? What was your kind of your tier there? How you were picking, or
Initially,
you just
I
going by
wanted-
best player on the board?
Usually, I go with quarterback first.
Really?
Quarterback or
Loser.
running back.
Loser. Losing strategy.
No. It's just because the mentality is, to me, like
most
in one league
important.
I have Pollard, and in some games last year he put up more points than Zeke in a lot of games actually.
Yeah.
And
Well, that was fat Zeke last year.
yeah,
be
but I'm
honest.
just saying like
Yeah.
running backs, you could get a running back from the shittiest team and they'd put up points.
Well, here's the thing,
And
though.
so
like,
quarterbacks, like
I feel like quarterbacks, you can, like I was telling Anthony, I didn't draft a fucking quarterback till like the 11th round, dude. Like
Yeah.
I never draft quarterbacks.
and
I
then the
always go,
receivers,
I always
I
go
just
like-
feel like you could have a third receiver that puts up fucking 20
yeah, but it's
points.
hard to know what receiver, like those slot receivers or whatever. Like
It depends how big
I
your
always,
league is.
I
too.
always go,
True.
I always go running backs and receivers like the first 6 rounds. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like trying to pick those motherfuckers up. Then I'm usually like, if there's a tight end that I want that's still on the board, like the 3rd, 4th round, I'm gonna grab him. So, yeah, I like if you guys pull up the draft picks again of Anthony and me. Yeah, like I got Aaron Jones, I got Nick Chubb, fucking Woods, Samuel. I mean Samuel. I think he's gonna have a breakout season because Garoppolo is back. And last year he didn't do so hot because again, like Garoppolo went down. It was kind of like the same situation that you guys had with Dak going down. Like the 49ers have a badass like receiving core, you know? They have a bunch of playmakers. But if there's no quarterback to give them the ball, how are they going to fucking do it? So I thought it was important to get George Kittle and Deebo Samuel.
You went running back, huh? This is first round you got Aaron Jones, and your second round you got Nick Chubb, which that was, dude, it kind of pissed me off because I was in need of a running back. So my first round I got a receiver because McCaffrey was gone, Cook was gone. Somebody got Wilson. I think Chris got Wilson with his first pick, number 3. I think you could have probably got that a little bit later, but then Kamara, Barkley, Henry, Travis Kelce, and then Elliott and Adams were all gone. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go receiver. So I went with my, Tyreek Hill, number 1 receiver.
Dude.
And then on my second round, I was like, I'll pick up a running back because Aaron Jones was still there and Nick Chubb and Eckler, and I was like, I might be able to sneak one of those in. And no, freaking
Eckler,
Abel got them both,
dude,
and I was like,
Eckler,
damn it.
Every single year, like, I never want to get that guy because he's so fucking inconsistent. One year, one game, he'll give you like 20-something points, and then the next game, he gives you like 2. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I like more consistent running backs that will either give you like 10 points or they'll have like that breakout game where they give you like 28.
Who's your favorite player that isn't a big fantasy player per se, but he's like someone that you've always liked that you wanted to?
Deebo Samuel. Dude, like, I love Deebo Samuel. Like, just because he's a 49er, but also, like, dude, he has the ability to, like, break out. Like, again, he didn't have that breakout season because fucking Garoppolo was out. But when Garoppolo is there, dude, Samuel, he can run the ball. Like, they sometimes run that little jet sweep and shit. He could run the ball. They throw him little 5-yard slants, and he'll run it for, like, 25, 30 yards. Like, he's a monster, dude.
Mine's
so quick.
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I've always just like kind of hoped that he would just break out. I put him in sometimes. I always get him in fantasy. I always put him in, and I don't know.
Melvin Gordon?
One of those guys that, like, I don't know. It's just a favorite guy. Like, who's yours, Anthony? Someone that you really that you like that isn't a Cowboy.
Henry. Henry's a beast, man.
You put him in?
Yeah.
Oh, I was supposed to pick not a 49er?
Yeah, but...
Oh, Kyler Murray. I like Kyler Murray. Like, I'm telling you, I think Kyler Murray, though he's in our same division as the 49ers, like, there's a part of me that kind of sometimes want to pick, like, I want to pick, like, Seattle players as well as, like, Arizona players.
That way when your team loses
so, like,
to them,
yeah.
Like,
so
at least
like,
at least my fantasy did good.
Yeah. So, like, if the 49ers lose, it's like, well, fucking Kyler Murray gave me 35
What's
points.
one team that you hate picking up players from?
The Jets, because they suck.
The Jets?
The
I hate
Jets?
picking up Eagle players.
Eagles?
Oh, yeah. Fuck the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
I even though I have an Eagles, I went with Dallas Goedert as my tight end.
Nah, the Jets.
Dude, somebody got
like-
Pollard. Who got Pollard? It's not on that.
Hey, Barstool put up like a post, I guess, on their Twitter. They're like, without cheating, name 2 Houston Texan players. It's impossible. And it's true. It's like, dude, I don't even know who plays for the Texans.
Yeah, all their J.J. Watt's gone.
It's like, is Aaron Foster still
David
there?
Johnson?
Yeah.
Does he play with them?
Does he? I don't know.
Shit,
I don't
Hopkins is gone. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a
dude.
good question.
And then what was the quarterback's name? Watson, right?
Yeah. Deshaun Watts.
Yeah.
Watson. Yeah.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. Who's he with? Is he a free agent?
He's still up in the air, I think. I
Really?
think they still have the rights to him.
Dude, I don't even, like, I really don't know who's on the fucking Texans.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on the Texans. I don't know who's on the Jets. I don't know who's on the fucking, like, there's a lot of teams, like, they're just
Well, this
kinda-
first week, like I said, first week you're going to hear names. You're going to see games. It's going to be,
Oh, I
I
got
don't know.
Pollard. God damn it. I'm an idiot.
it's like your standard benchmark. Were you asking who
I'm like,
had
who had? I'm like, somebody got him. It was me.
Fuck
I got James Conner too. I was like,
Hey, you know what I didn't see this
Is
year?
he still
I
with the
didn't see how they
No,
rank.
he's with the Arizona.
I didn't
Oh.
see how they rank your draft. Did you
Do
guys
they?
get that? They
No.
did last year,
Did they? I don't know.
but I didn't see it this year.
But yeah.
So this week, I guess I don't know if Ben can pull up the schedule. I'm going against my cousin Pat.
Fucking. All right, so you're going up against Pat.
Yep. It's a battle of the cousins.
Who's projected to win?
Right now, I think it's shit. It doesn't show me on here, but
Projections are bullshit.
it's 50-50. I think still because it's still too early.
I'm losing already.
Peter's going against Chris, and Chris has got 46 points already.
Fucking Amari Cooper tore it
Who
up.
the
Yeah.
fuck am I playing?
Abel,
Am I
you're
playing Dalvin and the Chipmunks?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you're
Dalvin
already
and the
winning,
Chipmunks.
and you have no points.
Yeah, that's crazy. We were actually making a joke on Thursday that this guy had Jones. What's his name? Ronald Jones or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
The guy
from-
from the Buccaneers,
yeah.
the running back,
He has,
and he fumbled,
he has
so he has
point-
negative points.
.6.
Negative points right
And
now.
I'm like, I don't even.
He's
have
in a
to
hole,
play.
man.
So you're winning.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
it's 0 to 0.6. Yeah.
Loser,
Um,
Delvin.
Who else we got here?
Who are these people?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's Delvin?
Who? Yeah,
I-
do you know who he is?
I'm not sure.
Is he a
Michael
fan?
McElrath.
Is he? Oh, he's a fan. Sorry,
Mm.
Delvin.
Shout out to
Don't-
Michael McElrath
Now
for
that
Yeah,
you suck
joining
at
our-
choosing your
Yeah,
team.
you do suck.
I will say.
I hope
Watch
you
him
lose.
come out and win.
Well, I will say a
you
lot of
lose.
people were on the
And
auto
if
draft.
you beat me, don't listen to the show anymore because I'm gonna cuss you out.
So yeah, and then so it looks like we got Any Given Sunday, which is what Christian
Oh, that's.
Amador and Daniel Pinada.
You know why he has a finger?
Who?
This is Christian.
To pick his nose.
We could say his nose.
Nah, but
What's your favorite name in this draft?
yeah,
Or this team, this league.
my name.
Yours?
Yeah,
Play to tie?
yeah, that's a cool name.
Why does play to tie? I like Show Me Your TDs. I think that one's pretty funny.
That's so like everyone has that.
Everyone, I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah,
You
I've
have?
heard it,
Oh.
like
But I do like TDs.
Twisted Pete.
yeah, yeah. Nobody has a cool name. I think it's already been played out.
I
My
tried
Texas
to do it in
Tacos, man.
another league. I put 2 point conversion. And I didn't look it up. I just made that on my own. Because
Nice.
some people look up like the names. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
you could look it up. And then I tried to look it up later, and I didn't see that one. So I thought it was original. That's a pretty good one, right?
Yeah.
What would you make up originally, at top of your head?
Well, play to tie is mine. Like I've never seen
Yeah,
play
yeah,
to tie.
you've always had that.
I'm
You know, I won.
rolling with Mahomes. Rolling with Mahomes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
This
too
one's from
creative.
Mahomes.
Yeah, I got to think about
Oh,
it.
that's a good one. This one's from Mahomes, and then you could have
Oh,
like
yeah.
40.
Look at Peter.
damn.
Good
There you
job,
go,
Peter.
man. You need some names. Hit
Yeah,
up Peter.
brother. I went to school for marketing, and
There we go.
Whatever you do, don't hit up Anthony Texas Tacos.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, Texas Tacos. This is like the fourth season, man. Still a team, baby.
Fucking Anthony,
Yeah.
always thinking of food.
Getting them tacos.
But anyways, Peter he came in studio and he was like, "Hey, I want to talk about the 9/11 Netflix special." So tell us, what was it?
well, it's a I guess like a mini series on Netflix about the 9/11 events, and it was pretty good because it's like a timeline. It talks about what led up to the rise of Al Qaeda and all that stuff, and obviously we're 20 years in. We just ended the war officially, so it was something that was like a big part in our lives, and which is funny is like the kids that were born, you know,
On
what they-
9/11.
yeah, like there's just a lot of people that don't even know what was going on really or what the events were. And I know it was like one of the biggest things, but it feels like it's faded out almost. Like, you know, we always said, never forget, never forget, never forget. But it's like a lot of the events have been, I don't want to say watered down, because for us that remember, it was like, damn, man, that was a crazy day. So I started watching this with my wife, and we're like, you almost like relive it. Like, man, remember the chaos? Like, first it was a plane crash, then another plane crash, then another plane. Like, then the building fell. Then you didn't know where planes were just crashing everywhere and
Yeah.
buildings were falling. It was like, what the
Yeah.
hell is going on? And it gives you like the backstories behind everything, what led up to Al Qaeda, what were the hijackers doing? They were here for like 3 years prior or something, and where they were living. I mean, it's pretty detailed.
So are these like people from the administration, or they're
From
like,
everything.
or they're like smaller guys like senators and like congressmen telling their part?
It's everything. Like they even have like former
Like
leaders
does,
of Al Qaeda that they've interviewed, huh?
does
Like Ben
Condoleezza
saw it.
Rice come out?
I haven't seen her. They just show interviews like
Does Donnie come out? Donald Rumsfeld?
Donnie, good old Donnie. It just shows old interviews from different outlets.
Oh, okay.
But like as far as the interviews that were conducted during this documentary, they have a lot of like former leaders of Al Qaeda, former leaders of the what do you say, Mujahideen, and they were like when they were fighting against the Soviets, and then they have like former intel operatives that were there giving money to the Taliban to fight the Russians, and then it's like they had these relationships, and then they tell their story on how it evolved into them hating Americans and why.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, this sounds like a dumb question, but what is the resentment that
Well, think about it.
they
dude.
have toward the
Okay,
United
think
States?
about it this way.
Like,
There-
where
okay,
did
look at-
it begin? Where did
well,
it begin?
Well, this is just my opinion too, but off of what I was watching and off of what I know, because I like to call myself a history buff. Think about it. If
Smoking his pipe.
no, think about it.
And now,
People coming
a
in.
story with Peter.
Think about people coming into our territory right here. Like
Yeah.
they come into El Paso, and they have one agenda, which Americans had capitalism, right? And the Russians had communism.
Okay.
The Russians came down. They were trying to make it a communist state, I guess you could say, and the U.S. comes in and sends advisors and CIA and stuff like that to combat them, but they're using the Afghans to, hey, you're fighting your own war, you're fighting for your own war, but ultimately it's for the interest of the United States, like keep it a democracy, not communism, all that stuff, and you're using them as pawns almost. Then they make relationships with the Saudis and stuff over oil and everything, and it's like, damn, they kind of just use our people, like the Muslim people. I mean, this is their view.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's my opinion. And after a while, it's almost like, well, all we are is pawns to them, basically, to fit their own agenda.
To everyone.
Yeah, and it's like, the Saudis kind of are no longer they're not following their religion the way they should. So then it's like they kind of see the Americans as the ones the bad influencers, and it's like, we got to fight this. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's just like a Cliff Note version on what I believe is the reasoning. And they're losing their culture and all because they're getting influenced by the bad Americans and on top of many other factors. I mean, it's not just one factor. There's so many different things. So
It's because, like, I don't know. I feel like the United States, they always dip their nose in.
But for their interest.
Yeah, for their interest. Like, even the shit that was going on in, like, was it Eastern Europe? Like, in the early to mid-90s? Like, the United States was going in there. And
Well, you don't even have to go that far. You could just look at Latin America alone. I mean, you could look at Venezuela, these countries that we don't like this leader, so we're going to help fund another leader. We've always done that. Most big countries have done that to support their interests.
Like, you call yourself a historian, right? So,
I guess.
I mean, no, but, like, you call yourself, like, someone who likes history, okay? Do you think that's something that should be taught in schools? Because I remember going to school, we would learn about, the Revolutionary War, Texas history as well, like, remember the Alamo and shit like that. We would learn about geography. We'd learn about Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, things like that. But do you think we should learn about all of our not mishaps? Well, yeah, our mishaps, but also like the shit that we do where we don't really have much knowledge of like what we did in overseas, like in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, you know, like all those kind of like not so good moments, and why those countries and the rest of the world don't like us.
I think there's levels, because in elementary, you got to get a you got to get a foundation.
And I'm talking about like high school.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, and I'm not talking because in elementary, it's more of like you're just learning again the basics. You're learning
like how we became a country, stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
and then even in middle school, you start taking.
You're learning the
American
story.
history.
You're learning
world
the
history.
story. You're learning the story of the United States and like what built America, right? In elementary, then in middle school, you can kind of have like a obviously a higher level of education, but then I think in high school, it shouldn't be like
so much nationalism.
Exactly. I think it should be like, I'm going to be honest.
Like the raw parts of.
Yeah, I didn't learn history until I got into college.
Yeah.
Like I really didn't.
And that's the bad part where we have a lot of nationalist supporters that they have a limited education, and that sounds very bad. Like, oh, it's because you're not educated. I'm not saying that everyone's not educated that doesn't believe in this or whatever. I'm just saying like our education system only takes you up to so much, and there's so much more behind. And even then there's so much more behind that, and so much more, like it's the people that are wanting to learn or willing to learn more are the ones that know, because they push themselves or they go into specialty fields or whatever, and they learn about it past what's required of them. It almost takes like you got to have a love to learn about it rather than someone telling you, because like I said, our education system only takes you up to a certain point of teaching you certain things because limited resources, limited time, whatever the case. So the ones that learn like the dirtiness of the government, I guess you could say, are the people that look into it themselves. And I'm not saying we live in I love the US. I think I still think we're a great government and everything, but there is a lot of shadiness to a lot of things we do. Yeah. I mean, you'd have to be blind to not see that. And there's corruption at all levels. Yeah. There's policies that are implemented. I mean, you could just watch Narcos and find out that our policies were aligned to we were using things as scapegoats to provide resources to other fields and all. I mean,
and you know what sucks is like when you start learning about all these things going on, it's always like, oh, you're anti-American.
Yeah,
you're
and that's not the case.
And it's like, no, dude, I just kind of like want to know more like why we are seen from the rest of the world like in this way, you know? Like that's all it is. I mean, like Peter's saying, I love America. America's great, dude. It's
just the way
the best.
Yeah, some things are,
I guess,
not our
depends
proudest moments.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on other countries too, because I mean, there's a lot of people that still think the United States is the leader of the free world. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's on both sides. I mean, there's people that say we're getting into people's business and we don't need to be in other wars, other countries.
But it's like that double-edged sword. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you see a bunch of injustices going on and you don't do anything about it, then you're looked at as you don't care, you're very selfish, whatever, you're a nationalist state, you're an isolation state. And then if we do get involved, it's like, well, why are you poking your nose in other people's business? So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
You know what's crazy too is that here in the United States, every single state can make their own history. Like they can teach whatever they want to teach. Like
there's no federal mandate on what should be
exactly taught. It's not like the United States, like this is what we're teaching. It's like every single state could, they do their state history and then they write the books on how they want to teach
and that
US
could be
history.
That could be a good thing and a bad thing to a sense, because a good thing in the sense like you're not getting one story from the national government, You're not saying, hey, this is what's going to be taught, blah, 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 blah. And let's be honest, every state's culture and roots are totally different from, like, the Northeast culture and roots are so much different than the Southwest.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, the United States is so big.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so
most
so
countries are
diverse.
the size of our states.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
diverse. So it's like if you're teaching one way to everyone, that's wrong,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, then some stuff changes, right? Like
yeah,
the
and
Christopher
it's changing.
Columbus.
But then you add politics, state politics, and national politics, and what should be taught. It starts getting a little muddy there. And I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm just addressing what's obvious to everyone. Like, where do you draw the line? What should be taught? What shouldn't? And there are huge committees. Some of them that are very thorough, and then there are some that are straight up partisan. You know, like they're like, oh well, this is what my lobbyists want me to teach. You know, like it's.
I wanted to get your opinion, Peter, on this. I mean, we're talking about 9/11. 20 years have passed, right? 20.
Yeah.
You kind of went to the service kind of because of what happened a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean,
how do you think?
When the events of 9/11 happened, I was a sophomore, and
Were you?
Yeah.
You were a sophomore?
I was a freshman, yeah. So.
God damn.
I was a sophomore when they happened, and I remember I was like, I kind of always knew I was going to join the military period, but this was, I was in my own. I was in my own that day. I'll tell you that.
But 20 years later, I mean, that was the reason why you got into. 20 years later, is this how you envisioned like we were going to get out and what happened and just the?
I mean, no. Honestly, growing up the way we did, like, okay, one of the early wars, or one of the wars I witnessed, was when I was little. I was in elementary. Was
the Cold War?
Iraqi, the Gulf War.
Here you go.
And we went in there, we bombed the hell out of them, and everything was resolved. You know, like boom, 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 and yes, it was a very short battle. There was lives lost, but it was in and out. You know, boom. Never could I have ever comprehended the fact that we were going to be there 20 years later. Never did I ever think that I would be part and leave multiple times overseas in a war that wasn't really clearly defined, because they called it the War on Terror.
Yeah.
But it was like the War on Terror is so broad.
Yeah.
And it could be anything. I mean, literally, it could be the War on Terror, and there were attacks in Africa, in Asia, and that was all considered War on Terror. Then there was obviously Iraq, and people could argue, well, Iraq had nothing to do with it. Oh, but it was a terrorist state still. They supported this. People who hated America. And if you Ben and I were talking about this, it was so broad. The use of military force that was brought up, and they talk about it in that documentary, it was so broad. But there was something that George Bush said, and when you give him that kind of power, like he could authorize the military force, there was something that he said, and I'm not faulting him because emotions were high, obviously, when your country was attacked and building, on so many fronts. He said, you're either with us or against us. So if you're not with us, we're going to come to you. We're going to, and we needed a foothold. And that was one thing. In that region, we knew where the attacks came from. We knew the people that planned the attacks. We knew where it was. There was no foothold for us. They had the northern part of Afghanistan, but there was no main foothold. Kuwait was our allies, but Kuwait's this small, this small little country. What's the next biggest country that we could overthrow, that we know we could overthrow? Iraq. Boom. Yeah. I mean, this is just, it's common knowledge, but it's also like opinionated, I guess you could say. Yeah. And so going back to your original question, did I envision this? No, man. I honestly, when you think of a war and the way we saw things, and we're like the best country and we have the best resources, we were going to go in and out. Little did we know, 20 years later, I would have never thought that my own kids, I was going to have multiple kids live through this war. And even though they didn't comprehend it to the fact, to what we know about it, they were still living through it. A lot of people, it was the forgotten war, because a war was going on. And unless your parents were military or you had someone in the military, the war didn't affect you, because it's so far away.
A lot of people didn't even know that we still had troops over there, like fighting this war.
But I mean, like, it just feels like they're in the same state now than when we first got there. And as you being there day in, day out, the grind of being there, and just like, does it feel like you did it for nothing? Does it feel like, how does that make you feel?
I mean,
what's your opinion on that?
I wouldn't say you did it for nothing, because there's a whole generation of 20 years of Afghans that had the support of the military that was there, of U.S. troops. They saw, I mean, I wasn't saying it was the greatest conditions, but they had hope that their country could be something more. Now, that idea alone, not necessarily like, okay, we pulled out and kind of things are falling apart again, but that idea, that little flame in them, that brightness that they didn't have before, could spark into something else. And there's like a civil war evolving right now, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna ask something similar. Like, do you think we left that area left that area in a much worse state than what it was?
I wouldn't say a much worse state. I think, like, going back to what I said, and I could totally understand how people feel like we went over there, we didn't do anything, especially troops. There's different opinions on it. I have friends that have gone to Afghanistan that feel like they didn't, that it was all for nothing, and then I have friends that say that it wasn't for.
Even if you helped one person, it was worth
you made
it.
a difference.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it's almost sparking that view of something better. Even though things get worse, like things are getting bad again, there's still that hope in a whole generation of 20 years. Like, hey, it could be so much more.
They got a taste of it.
That was their introduction to the outside world.
Yeah, parks and amusement parks and all kinds of stuff that they didn't have
And
before.
remember, prior, like one thing the documentary says is prior to all that, like in the 70s, Afghanistan was a very modern. they wore skirts and everything. It was fanatics that took over. It was like
extremists.
Yeah, extremists. So it was just the way things change. But I do believe that you could only guide people so much before they gotta take hold. And I'm not saying anything bad about the Afghanistan people or anything like that, but you got to have that will yourself to want to change. The way that they change to an extremist state, or there's those in power that are extremists, they had this will. I mean, call it what they want, but it was a will they had, and they kept pushing. On the opposite end, if there's people that want to make things better and not just live under the thumb of rule, then they're gonna have to push through. And some people say it's not our fight to fight. And that's where it comes, like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But going back to your question, like, was it all for nothing? No, I think we helped many people. I do believe there was a strong toll in the cost of lives and money and resources and all. But it was like, I wouldn't say that it was for nothing. No, not at all.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, you were the one that was there and stuff, and I
well, let's
wanted to get
clarify.
your-
I never went to Afghanistan. I went to
what
Iraq.
I mean, though.
I
But
was in the Iraq area for 2
yeah,
Well, see, like,
but it's a lot different from somebody here
but
sitting at home
see,
all
that-
day saying
that's
we shouldn't
another
have been
thing,
there.
Like, people always branch in. There were like two separate wars
Yeah.
going on, and like people always like branch those two together.
Yeah,
Like
they're-
the American.
Yeah, but
people,
I mean,
like
Iraq kind
the-
of extended from the Afghanistan.
the
Well, yeah,
Amer-
you could say that Iraq was initiated because of the actions
Yeah.
of 9/11, obviously. But like I said, I have a bunch of friends that have so much more attachment to the Afghanistan war than I do. But I mean, I'm not answering for them. I'm just giving my opinion, and I wouldn't say that it was for nothing. I would say it was it's just unfortunate the way things work out, man. Like
It's kind of like that kid, right? Like you teach them all these things, you tell them all this stuff that you can do, and you kind of try to show them the right way. But at the end, it's their decision,
Yeah,
right? I mean, you can only guide them so
yeah,
much.
like
and
your
then
own children, basically.
Yeah.
You could only lead them to water. You can't make them drink.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to kind of take a stand on their own, and 20 years, man. That's
It is crazy.
And the fact that they're bringing people here, refugees, families that helped, children, women and children, it's
what do you think is gonna happen with them, and like how the American people are gonna respond? To them
I
coming
hope
over?
that they could legitimately live a good life here. I mean, refugees, the refugee life is nothing new to the world. First of all, I mean, there's many wars that have happened in Iraq or in Africa and stuff like that, where refugees or anywhere, right? Any war supplies refugees, and then they go on, and a lot of those refugees, I'd say, heavy percent of them, like 99.9%,
But don't you
go on and they accept the culture where they were at. They live their life. They keep their culture. You know, they live in very
Adapt.
peaceful lives.
don't you think there's like already like, a lot of people are like, I don't want them coming over because
I'm sure.
politicians are starting to
sure.
step in. Like, we don't even know who's coming over. They're not vetting them. They're not like. So you think the refugees that are coming over, they're gonna get shit on by the
this
American
is what I
people?
say. This is what I say. Is there a possibility that there could be dangerous people among those refugees that hold some kind of resentment towards Americans? Probably. But are they any more dangerous than someone coming into a Walmart who was born in the U.S. and shooting up Americans as well?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're any more dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's a big jump into a different topic, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it okay for someone that was born in the U.S. to go shoot up in the name of hate? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
No, that's been the argument for a while now. Because, like, if you think about it, 9/11 happened, right? But what other attacks have happened here in the United States with all the precautions,
school shooting,
with all the precautions that we take, like the, riding on an airplane, like we do all these like checks, going into stadiums, going into large gatherings. We do all these checks. And look at all the events that have happened of terror. It's all been by American people. Like the biggest events, they've all been like Americans that are killing people, Since 9/11, what else has happened here on American soil?
Pearl Harbor in the 40s.
No. Since 9/11, what has happened here on American soil? Done by American people.
But then you could throw in the protests, like but that's
American what I'm saying.
People,
done by
people.
American people.
Everything.
So like the whole like fight against terror. Well, the fight against terror is against our own people. Like they're the real terrorists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's because we also taken the fight to them. Like we've gone into these places that harbor terrorists, so we've taken the fight to them. Like they're not established because we bombed the hell out of them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to establish something when they're recycling.
Yeah, they're just trying to get.
They're just trying to stay afloat. So in that sense, yes, it was a 20-year war, but it was a war that was fought like no other war.
Yeah.
There was no clear-cut enemy. There was so many different factions. We were going after these groups, and they were almost like individual groups that they bounded together, and you get rid of one little subdivision and another group would come out. And so it is a war on terror in the sense, but we did make our marks. That's why I wouldn't say that it wasn't for nothing. It wasn't just for the country. It was for our country. Like, I really do believe that we fought for our protection because you're taking the fight to them. They can't establish anything. Think of it in football. You can't make a plan in the huddle if the guys are in the huddle with you. You know, like
3 presidents too, man.
4.
Well, if you include George Bush when it happened, 4. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, what other war has gone 4 presidents?
And there's no clear-cut answer. Like so many
Vietnam?
people say, oh well, all we had to do was just be peaceful. All we had to do was be peaceful.
2 presidents? Vietnam?
Nixon and
Johnson?
Or 3 if you count Kennedy. I don't know
60 to 70 was 10 years, yeah. We went 20 years with.
So 3.
Vietnam was 11 years altogether.
60 to 70.
It says it's lasted 10 years.
No.
So it
1960 to 70.
Okay, so JFK, and then he got assassinated. So LBJ,
And then Nixon.
then Nixon,
Nixon and like
and then fucking
that was it.
who else? Pull up the presidents. I'm sure it was 4. I'm saying 4. Because Nixon, he had to resign.
Gerald Ford. I think.
Good old Jerry.
And then it's Jimmy Carter. Damn, dude, I'm good.
5? Was it 5 presidents?
No, Jimmy
No,
Carter
no,
was
Or
in
4?
the late 70s.
It was Nixon.
Oh, okay. So it was no. But I'm saying how many presidents? It was 4, right?
It's Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon.
Nixon. Yeah, it ended with Nixon.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
So 3.
That's
Close.
the best thing he ever did.
No, but yeah, that's crazy. I was telling you guys before we started recording because I mean yesterday was all about 9/11 and everything, right? When I got home, I started watching like college football, and then it was Air Force versus Navy, and I'm not like super patriotic. I'm really not. Like, I mean, do I love America? Like I said, I love it. It's the best. It's the best. But I'm not like the guy that's like USA.
Oh man,
Like I'm not. But I thought it was
take some
cool.
pride, Abel.
I thought it was really cool that they had Air Force versus Navy, and just like the pregame show, the patriotism that they showed was really, really neat. Every single player came in running with like the American flag, and these are like servicemen, you know, because
Yeah.
that's what they are.
Oh, they're cadets, yeah.
Yeah, like these guys are going to school. Like they made a commitment to go to school, be educated, but then they have to serve their duty after like their education
Yeah, they
is
get
over.
commissioned. They become commissioned
Yeah,
officers.
like they still have to. Is it 2 years at least
Nah,
that they have to serve? Because there's been players that like come out of Navy or Army or Air Force that they get like they get drafted, and then drafted into the NFL, and it's like, oh well, they still gotta like,
Yeah, balance it.
yeah, they gotta like serve their country in a way and stuff like that. But anyways,
Stop back, baby.
what I was gonna tell you all was there was this one little segment that they had with children. Well, these people that were born on 9/11, like the actual day, not like 3 years later.
Yeah,
9/11.
or the year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that actual day they were born. And there was one guy that kind of said like, it was always weird. You know, we would take a moment of silence and everyone was like very sad. Teachers were sad. And then right after that, my mom's like handing out cupcakes to celebrate my birthday. It's like, oh, and happy birthday, Jimmy.
It's like his birthday colors are always red, white, and blue.
Well,
That would suck.
it's like 3,000 people died on your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, like, remember this year we celebrated Chris's birthday on August 3rd? Remember? Because Chris was born on August 4th, right?
Uh-huh.
So it was just like how our days matched up, like where everyone
Yeah, it was a
gonna
Saturday.
be free.
Yeah.
Was it? No, it was like a Friday, no? Or something like
No, it
that.
was like a Tuesday
or
or Wednesday.
Tuesday or
something.
Wednesday. Or, I don't know. But it was like the way everyone's schedule matched up. So it's like, oh, we're going to celebrate Chris's birthday. And it was like August 3rd, like El Paso's most tragic day.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, only Chris would
Buzzkill.
celebrate his birthday on this day. But, all right, I want to get something off my chest. This really bugged me. Okay.
Shit.
So I went to, first I want to say like El Paso, the borderland, the Southwest, this whole area has been kicking ass in terms of like, there's so much shit going on. Like I've had 2 weekends of like just going out, like having fun, not like going in the bars and getting fucked up. It's more like there's so much to do here. There's so much to do here. But yesterday, we kind of like we went to the Locomotive game. We went downtown. We got to see Le Voyage that were like in studio that performed.
Yeah, shout
for
out
us.
to Le Voyage.
So shout out to Le Voyage. They were performing downtown. It was really cool. But then afterwards, we went to the Locomotive game. Okay. And you can't take purses in. I don't wear a purse, but like you can't take purses or any kind of like bags into the game at all. Okay. And it was kind of fucked up because there was a family. So you call yourself like this family place. There was a family with a baby and they're like, oh, no, we can't let you in because they had their diaper bag. And it's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't let them in? And it's like, oh, well, it has to be in this
Clear bag.
clear bag
Yeah.
or it has to fit like in this little space
Pouch.
this big. And so like this family was clearly upset. They're like, dude, we have our baby. Like, we're not like sneaking in anything. Fucking diapers and wipies, you know? And then, so that happens. So yeah, like Yadi's upset because she's like, dude, I have my purse. So I had to fucking run, grab her purse, run back to the parking garage, and then put it in the trunk, close it, come back. And like, dude, my boobs were sweating and everything. Like, it's a long run. And especially, there's a lot of closures in downtown. So it's not like I could just cut through. I had to like make a fucking like, I ran like 2 miles. But anyways, so I did that, come back. And after they made this big stink about not letting, there were still people going in with purses and bags. So it was like, this guy made this big old stink, yet they're still letting people in. And here's the crazy thing. They say it has to be in a clear purse or whatever. Yet you go through the metal detectors. Then they still check your wallets, your clear bags. So what is it about a bag that isn't clear? They're still going to open it up and look through it. So what is the point of that?
I don't know, but it's been a rule for a while. Like when I went to the Cowboys game, it was the same deal with Lucas. We had the diaper bag too, and luckily I checked online before we went, and they said you could have to have a clear bag.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. So we're like, I'm like, oh my God. And I was trying to like stay calm. Surprisingly, I was the calm one in this situation. And I was just like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. We get in. Yeah, the fucking, I love the locomotive, but the 8th notch or whatever, they're going in with fucking drums. They're going in with like all these noisemakers and shit like that. Like big old things, dude. It's like you're allowing those people to fucking, and then when they score a goal, they're like fucking throwing like these smoke bombs and fireworks and shit. And it's like, you won't let someone in with a diaper bag, but you're allowing fucking smoke bombs to be going off with drums and fucking maracas and all kinds of shit. It's like, come on. Then the locomotive, they also say we're a paperless place. I always carry my card or I use Apple Pay. I always do those. I rarely have cash. They say they're paperless, yet they gave like some kind of promotion on the tickets you print out. So people at the concessions were using these printed out coupons. And it's like, okay, you're paperless, but you're doing these printed out coupons. The cashier is grabbing them and they're like trying to type it in. And let's just say they haven't trained their cashiers because they're like, dude, they were struggling. The concessions were long as fuck, dude. Like, come on, locomotive. I would love for you guys to come in, talk to us.
They're pulling the old UTEP moves.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. They like.
You see what happened. Like, and that's the beauty of it is like when shit like that happens, just don't go. The less money they get.
No, but I want to support them, man.
But you're supporting that too.
Yeah. And like, dude, let's just say, like, I love the Chihuahuas. I love the locomotive. But they need to clean some of this stuff up. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the whole reasoning for all
So the
this.
coupon has to be printed out? I'm so stuck on that.
So
That's kind of dumb.
the
Like,
promotion.
you can't find it on your phone. Everything's on your phone anyway.
So like
can't take a picture.
a shit ton
screenshot?
of people had their printed out tickets, but there were like a coupon for like $2 off at the concessions. And everyone was using it. And then the concessions were like so slow, dude. So slow. And like the lines were huge. Like you were going to miss 20 minutes.
Yeah, fuck that.
For sure. On a little, like, you could be the fifth person in line and it took you like 10 minutes just to.
Well,
get.
that's why they check your bag. You can't take your own hot dog.
That's
or
probably
anything.
why.
But it's
Why don't you
like,
take your own food?
dude.
They're not looking for weapons and all. They're looking to make sure
food,
you don't
snacks,
take food in.
beers.
But it's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why I don't
Like, that's why I don't go. Fucking Anthony.
Sorry.
They don't have hot dog guys anymore, huh? Like, get your hot dog.
And that's another thing.
I used to love.
Dude,
Bring me my
the
hot
whole
dog. I'm not
point
gonna
is
go up
to
there.
have
like-
the beer man going up and down aisles or the hot dog vendor, the popcorn, get popcorn.
Is it
Like,
because of COVID?
Probably.
Oh, fuck no, it's not. They never did it at Chihuahuas.
I can't recall if they ever
They
did.
the only
But they
time
did beer.
they did no they did the the fucking
Cricket, right?
no.
They
it
have the
was-
cotton candy, and stuff like that.
It was like
candy guy?
the mangoes and shit. Like the
Why don't they bring back? I'm gonna start. Let's make sporting events great again.
There you go. Make a hat.
Like have the
Check out the merch
dude.
store.
And then they were always like the happiest guys. Like, oh, can I get you a beer? You want a cold beer? You got a cold beer? Okay, here's a hot dog too.
Remember at the
It was
Diamondbacks
always
game,
fun, yeah,
the
dude.
margarita man? He had like
Yeah.
this backpack.
Yeah, backpack. He walked
Margarita.
around.
It was
He's all
like a-
squirting in people's
It was
mouth.
like a fridge that he
Yeah.
would carry on his backpack, and then he would just like, here you go, here you go. Like,
Ah, man.
you're underage, you're
They-
underage. I don't care.
One for you, two for me.
Yeah, dude. Like they were happy, man.
I'd be okay. I'm vaccinated.
I
I'm
mean,
okay with the
it,
whole.
it was.
We'll have a drone business. It just drops a drone into your seat and gives
That'd-
you whatever
that'd be
snacks you
cool,
want,
too.
and then.
But it
flies
was
out.
dumb. I thought it was dumb because like you want to have clear bags, yet you still check the bags. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's
like
harder.
TSA with
It's
your
hard.
shoes and shit.
It's like harder to get into a locomotive and Chihuahua game than it is to get on an airplane.
Damn.
Like seriously.
Wow.
Pretty soon they're gonna start doing like the fucking
It's the Fosters, man.
the fucking where they take pictures of you and everything. Like you go into that little
scan?
thing and
You've been randomly chosen.
Yeah.
They're like, he's got a hot dog in his butt. Get him out of here.
weapon of mass destruction. But yeah, guys. I don't know, but like
Did they win?
They did. They did win. But I was so like furious.
Yeah. but
Fireworks
did
were
they
cool.
win?
Fireworks were really cool though. I enjoyed those. They went off. But El Paso's been killing it, man. Like seriously, there's a lot of shit going on. It was cool because like downtown had like a race. They had like cyclists,
Like Mario Kart?
yeah, but like on like bikes, like road bikes and stuff, and they were just
Not
like
throwing bananas
cruising
at each other
around
and
downtown. It was cool, man.
That's why they didn't have hot dogs there. They're throwing them at the race.
And then we went to
They should have. I would go watch that.
what?
Like the Mario Kart inspired races. Like NASCAR's boring to me. But if they had little go-karts and they were racing around, throwing
Throwing
bananas
shells.
and shit at each other,
Shells.
shells, throwing turtles at each other.
But
now,
they have to be
Dude.
dressed up as a like a
I
Mario
would,
character.
I would watch that, like, for reals.
Who was your favorite? I always
Mario?
I always go Black Yoshi.
I don't know. I've been going with
Oh,
like
man, you
the,
stole mine.
I've been going with
Black Yoshi's
Not
you?
Black Yoshi, but I
The-
like Yoshi.
I always go
like the
Black
little
Yoshi.
Koopa things, like
Oh, the
Iggy,
Koopas.
Iggy and
yeah, yeah.
Iggy and Marley.
Yeah, I know what
You know what
you're
I'm
talking
talking about
about.
with
Yeah,
the hair. The,
yeah, yeah.
I've been choosing those recently. I always play with my kids, so
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know. But I would watch that over like NASCAR,
Yeah, for real. NASCAR's boring. And I'm a car guy.
and
So-
I don't have to go through lines. I just
Okay, would you want like a like I know here in Bado they have like the dirt track or whatever.
yeah.
Would you
Circle
want
track.
it on the dirt track? Or
But they
would-
have
yeah.
to
Or
throw
would you want it like in downtown where they're actually like making more turns, like
Fuck.
not
Right
just
here around
fucking-
in
Pacific,
both.
man.
I mean, in
right
both
here around the neighborhood.
around the neighborhood.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fucking nails at you.
Like,
Throwing nails. Yeah,
ha-
Peter can throw his
have the El
nails out.
Paso Cup
The
Yeah.
El Paso
like
Cup.
every weekend.
You
We'll do
think
it right
we
here.
could? You
We'll do-
think we could organize that? Like ask people that have go karts.
Oh, dude!
Do it at the
imagine,
wetlands, bro.
imagure one at
Make a
Trans
track.
Mountain. Like people are
Fuck.
flying
Coming
off
down?
and shit.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
But I
you get
really
the little
like
glider?
throwing bananas and
With the glider.
right off the mountain.
they have to jump.
Oh, dude.
Good
but
times, man.
It would like just throwing fruit at each other.
Or even
would
water
be
balloons
funny.
or something would be fun, too.
Not water balloon. It's gotta be something
With
that
lighter
Yeah,
fluid.
something that could kill him.
with lighter fluid.
Shit. Again, Anthony just.
You didn't let
puts
me
like-
finish. I said water balloons
Anthony
with lighter
puts a
fluid.
little fuse and
Dude,
then.
imagine if you were using like the weapons that are in Mario Kart, like the lightning. They have tasers all
Damn. I think normal cars should be equipped with that shit.
Dude.
Like you're on the freeway and stuff. and
Like
somebody's
Death
tailing
Race?
you. Yeah.
Dude, that's just it. That's the next sport. Instead of NASCAR, everyone's gonna have
Traffic
a
jam?
VR set. Everyone's gonna have a VR set, like the crowd and everything, and they're gonna have certain competitors in like a simulator, like a Mario Kart simulator, and everyone's gonna witness like this
You
fucking
should.
Mario Kart event.
Well, it's kind of like e-gaming, right? They do like a video game.
and you don't have to wait in line and get your bags checked.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
there in your underwear at home,
There you go.
eating a hot dog and
We gave you that one for free,
Having-
locomotives.
having what you pay for one beer at the stadium, you could get a 30 pack.
Yeah.
Dude, I will say the beers are expensive. I
Yeah.
did get a
Like
cool
$10.
yeah. $10 for like a
Damn.
20 ounce, a 16 ounce. It was like the size of Peter's cup. What is that? Like 24 ounce?
24.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not
it
bad.
wasn't. No, it wasn't that big.
I was gonna say that's not bad if it's that big, because the
How
Cowboys
much
game
is-
it was like cups this size, and
$10.
they're like $10.
I even put like a TikTok, like, because I finished my beer so quick, and then I only had like the Vavas at the end, and then I put that song like, I will remember.
Do they have-
you.
Do they have beer vendors at or do you have to go like at the Cowboy game? Because I'm going in for Thanksgiving.
Mm.
Well, when I went was before COVID, but yeah, they did, and they even had like people with like Like-
Margarita.
no,
machines.
like the foam hands and like
With foam hands.
yeah, like the
Dude,
stuff.
but I've
the
seen
merch.
We were talking about this on
Flags and all
Thursday.
kinds of
Like,
shit.
Oh no,
Dude.
I just want beer. I don't want.
I'm just saying they had those people walking in the
But,
stands.
like,
I
too.
care less about the damn foam finger.
Florida and Texas, like, there's no such thing as COVID.
Yeah,
like-
what COVID?
Yeah,
It's
they're
over.
like, yeah, like those two states are
Freedom,
just
baby.
like, they're fucking like, dude. Last year, Jerry had everyone in the fucking. Well, I mean, not everyone, but like he would always try to put as many people in the stadium.
Oh,
And
yeah.
people were like, no mask. They were like, oh, fuck your Dak, like, break your leg and shit like that. Like,
Fuck.
dude, like, so I
I don't know if
think
anybody was saying.
Dude,
that.
I'm kind of worried though because we're going for Thanksgiving, and Yvonne's pregnant, right? So she's gonna be like,
Hey, Amber went when she was pregnant too, so
really?
But what do
Were
you
you
mean?
like lead
I, did
blocker?
that. I was
Well, 'cause
trying to
it's
hold
so
her there.
packed.
I wanted
So-
her to have the baby there. We're not leaving the stadium until that's.
Fucking Anthony's doing the reverse Heimlich on her.
I'm delivering him on the star on the 50, man.
Damn. What would you name him?
I don't know. Dak.
What? No.
Dakota Rain.
Would it have been your son's name right now, or would it have been like
Well, I mean, his middle name's
Tony.
Ezekiel, so I think I still kind of snuck that in.
Dallas? Just
Dallas would be good too.
Diamond Dallas?
Diamond Dallas Page?
DDP? Dallas? What about
Jerry?
Jerry?
Romo.
Jerry
Tony?
Romo?
Jerry Romo.
Jerry Romo Espalin. The third. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Dak.
Dak.
Would you go with Dak?
Troy Smith?
Troy.
Troy Smith. Yeah.
Emmett Irvin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know any more names.
Anyways,
But yeah.
I think that's a wrap. The
Yeah, I
game's
think-
about
I
to
think-
start, man.
Yeah, I think the game already started.
It
What
did.
time is it? God, already. Ooh, I already got the. Wait, are the 49ers winning? Let's see. 0-0. 8:26 left in the first quarter. I forgot Jared Goff plays for the Tigers. But anyways, Peter, any last words?
Nah, man. Just checking my fantasy football.
Fantasy football. Anthony, any last words before we wrap up?
Yeah, man. Just good luck to everybody that's in the fantasy football league, man. Thankful for everybody that joined, and yeah, like there'll be a little merch gift basket thing for the winner,
Yeah.
and yeah, man. No mercy, baby.
No mercy. Yeah, I'm super stoked. Football is back. Hopefully the 49ers make the Super Bowl. If I don't win the fantasy league, hopefully the 49ers win the Super Bowl because one or the other.
Need
That's where
something.
I'm going. And I actually have my 49er hat.
Yeah, man.
The camo.
Yeah. In the 49er red.
Everyone's supporting their team.
Yeah,
Peter's
man.
got Cowboys. Anthony's got the star on his head, like always. How many
course.
hats do you have, by the way?
Like 20.
20
I have-
Dallas Cowboy hats.
Yeah, and
I
I
got
buy them
like-
in doubles.
I got like 2 or
In
3.
doubles? What?
Yeah, I buy one to hang and one to wear. Yeah.
Fucking Anthony,
Yeah,
dude.
so I got a shit ton of hats, bro. This is like 2 years ago.
Do you
This is a
keep
vintage one I
the?
remember.
Do you keep the fucking sticker on them? Like the ones you hang?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you like planning to sell them?
No. No,
Dude.
it's when this one gets dirty, I have another one too.
Oh, dude, it's because Anthony's a fucking collector, man.
I got a lot.
He's got like Hot Wheels and
I
shit.
got,
He's
yeah,
got
too much
shot
shit.
glasses,
Dude,
beers.
We're gonna watch Anthony
I'm a hoarder.
20 years from now. 20 years from now, we're gonna watch Anthony on Pawn
Stars?
Pawn Stars, whatever the fuck it's
Yeah.
called. Anthony's gonna go in. Yeah, I'm this huge cowboy fanatic. I got 473 hats.
I got Jerry Jones's left sock.
left sock. I have his sausage McGriddle wrapper.
And his nail clippings.
Hey, on that one episode of Hard Knocks, he has a Whataburger boy that like gets him Whataburger,
Yeah.
right?
Really?
Would you be Jerry Jones' Whataburger boy?
I would.
Yeah.
But it's like a deployment. Like you won't be with your family for the football season. Peter's like, yeah,
Fuck yeah.
It's my job.
it's like, I'll take my job serious. Yeah, but like, yeah,
I'm pretty
like,
sure he gets like a Christmas bonus and everything.
from
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
from
So
fuck-
I'll be like,
yeah,
He's like, get yourself something too.
like
Why you
from
that?
July
get yourself some Whataburger.
from
Here's
July
$1,000.
Keep the change.
from
I only
Ju-
got 1,000.
I want
from
a
July all the way to
quadruple.
February. You're not with your family. You're just grabbing Whataburger.
Dude.
And then you still got to make stops throughout the year, like for OTAs as well as fucking the
Sign me
NFL
up,
draft.
baby.
So
I gotta do what I gotta do.
I gotta support the team.
someone's got to put food on the table. not for my family, but for Jerry.
Yeah, for Jerry, man. Jerry for president.
All right,
All right, guys. So
football game starting.
yeah, the football game starting. So guys, thank you so much for listening. This was The Middle's Open.